All right, why are you pro-life, performative?
So because I believe that we're valuable, and I believe that there's no logical
Who's
like
we?
fetuses. Fetuses are valuable.
You're a fetus?
No, no, hold up. Okay, so
What's up?
all right, so I believe fetuses are valuable. Hi Mo, we can hear you.
Yeah, I disagree.
Okay, why?
I believe that I believe that things have value if they fall under if they meet three specific things. Only then do I think that do I think they have a value. One, if they're sentient. Two, if they're human. And three, if they're able to live on their own without any sort of without infracting on another person's bodily autonomy. If you meet those three specific qualifiers, then you have value to me.
Okay, so yeah, that's we can talk about the bodily autonomy last because that's kind of predicated upon the fetus's value. So the first two, it has to be human. That's a very strange premise. Why do you consider human a necessity for being able to obtain value, right?
To have value to me is what I said.
Okay, so essentially we're trying to establish like objective value, we're trying to mimic subjectivity.
Do you believe in objective values?
No, but we're trying to achieve it through
Okay,
subjectivity.
so why are you asking me about
Hold up.
objective?
Wait, Arrow, let him finish. Let him finish.
I did let him finish. We're just engaging. Shut up.
All right.
We're engaging. Relax. Why do you believe in objective value? Or why are you asking about objective morals and values if you don't believe in them?
Because I think I'm not saying we should establish objective values. I'm essentially just outlining that we ought to like make standards that are applicable in all situations and not contingent on the person. I'm just saying.
Asked me. I asked you why you're pro life.
Oh, hold up. So
and then I told you why I.
Okay, hold
What?
up. Okay, so finish, and then I'll speak.
Okay, what I'm saying is that you asked me. You asked me a question.
All right. Okay. So yeah.
And I answered it.
Yeah, I misunderstood
myself. So when you asked me a question like, "Oh, do you believe that fetuses are valuable?" I'm gonna naturally respond with my answer. Are you asking if I think fetuses have inherent value, performative?
Okay, no, I misunderstood you. So we can get back onto your subjective value assertion. So why do you believe being human gives you value?
Why do I believe that being human? I didn't say being human gives you value. I said that three things in conjunction with each other make it so you're valuable. Being human alone does not make you valuable.
Okay, so it's a premise. So okay, so do you need all three things to be valuable, or do you just need one thing at a time?
That's what I said.
All three
that's
things.
What I said.
Okay.
Moderator, that's what I said, isn't it?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, so essentially, right? So let's say there was a pig. He wasn't infringing on someone's bodily autonomy. He was sentient, but he wasn't. A pig is not human. Why is a pig not valuable, even though he meets your like value criteria? Why is being human relevant, essentially?
Because he's not human.
So that's
he meets the last two criteria, but he doesn't meet my first criteria.
So that's what we call tautologies, right? So we can't restating the tautologies is essentially making the same statement twice, like establish when you're. Hold up. So
you asked me why a pig doesn't have value to me, and I just answered that question. It's not a tautology. You asked me a question, and I answered it. A pig doesn't have value to me because he's not human. He doesn't meet all three of my criteria.
Again, what's the relevance of being human? This is how like premises work. You have to substantiate them. You can't just restate them. Why does being human give you value?
Why does being it doesn't give you?
You just made the assertion that being human.
I think he's trying to say that. Okay, wait. Let me try to clarify his premise.
You can explain it better.
I think his argument is that like one of your premises is that being human. He's asking you why is one of your premises.
My premise is that I'm pro-choice. That's my premise.
That's a conclusion.
You listed three premises.
Listen, because I think that you're not understanding what the word premise means. Your premise is your overarching argument.
That's the conclusion, buddy.
Argument. I need you to let me finish, performative.
That's objectively wrong, though. Like, I mean,
Can you shut the fuck up? Shut up. Stop talking. Stop talking.
Okay, yo, chill out.
Okay, both of you. Okay, Objective and the other dude chill. So Arrow, finish your point, and then Objective, wait till afterwards, and then you can go.
So the premise is the overarching argument. That's what a premise is. What I'm going on to now is a rebuttal to a point that you made. This is not my premise. The fact that I'm even having to explain this to you right now is ridiculous. My premise is that a woman has the right to an abortion. That's my premise. Are you aware of that? Did you know that?
Okay, yeah, I knew that was your initial premise, right? But what essentially you did was you kind of backtracked on your definition. Hold up, it's my time to speak.
Arrow, let him explain.
Hold up, it's my time to speak. Hold up, you're being bad faith right now. Again, engaging in argumentation on your bad faith is a performative contradiction.
Yeah, tell me how I backpedaled on the fact that a woman has the right to an abortion, in my opinion.
You stated that all other variables do not matter in that assertion, right? You said that was your premise.
I didn't.
Yep, you stated there were 3 premises in the beginning, then you boiled down to 2 without explaining why the second one was valuable in any capacity. That's objectively true. And you mislabeled the word premise. I can Google it right now.
Objectively true because you asked me. Are you stupid?
Yes.
Are you genuinely, you asked me. You asked for my opinion on something. That means you're asking what I think about it subjectively. You didn't ask me to give up. We're not talking. You've already said
the definition of premise is quite objective.
Shut up. My camera's on, so I know you see my lips moving. So you know I'm still fucking talking. Stop talking.
Yeah, dude, I just don't care because you're getting the definition of subjective wrong.
Shut up.
Okay.
Shut up.
Wait.
Shut up.
Okay, man,
hold up. Quantum, what do you think he's getting wrong here? What is your contention right now?
Okay, so I have 3 main contentions. 1, he backpedaled on his first 2 premises. 2, he hasn't substantiated why premise 2 is...
Hold up, wait, Quantum.
Okay, alright.
So, you made 1 point. So he backpedaled on his first 2 premises, you said?
Yeah, he essentially said that all 3 has to be there to value.
Okay, wait. Hold on, wait. Stop. So that's what we're on right now. Can you explain how he did that? And can you explain his premises and then explain how he backpedaled?
Okay, so initially when the debate started, he made the assertion that you need 3 things to be valuable: 1, to be human; 2, to be sentient; and 3, to have bought it. To 3, be an autonomous being, essentially, or being autonomous being. And then he made the assertion that his only premise was that you needed to be an autonomous being, right? So essentially, he disregarded 2 premises in an instant.
I didn't say that.
So how? Okay. What did he say that made you think he went back on those other 2?
Those words never came out of my mouth.
Yeah, I'm trying to ask you. I'm trying to clarify.
Alright, may I explain how he did that?
Yeah, how did you do that? Like, what did he say specifically that made you think he went back on those 2 premises?
Because he said, my premise is that you need to be an autonomous being.
Those words
hold up.
never came out of my mouth.
Oh,
Wait, hold up. Other dude, so is that the one statement that you think he said?
Mr. Moderator, did you really say those words?
You said, like, living on your own. I think that's what he refers to autonomous being, but I don't think you said the word autonomous being.
I said that in conjunction with the other 2 criteria, right?
Okay.
Okay, so you're going back once again. Okay.
What he said
wait.
is wrong.
Hold up, it doesn't matter. Let's get to the second contention, right? Like, this is just semantics.
Wait. It does matter.
Okay.
That's a straw man. That's fallacious.
Okay.
It was a misunderstanding at best.
Alright. I just want to explain. And to everyone that I'm live streaming to right now, every time that I said that this man is being logically fallacious, this is what I mean. He's using logical fallacies. That is an example.
What fallacy, buddy?
Okay, Arrow.
Yeah, you gotta let me finish. If you let me talk, you'd have an easier time understanding me.
I'm not gonna lie, you have good rhetoric, right? But where is the logical fluence here, okay?
Stop talking.
What are your premises? You haven't substantiated why being human is morally relevant in any capacity.
Let me talk to Quantum. When you were trying to get your point out, I stopped Arrow from talking and let you talk. I'm doing the same now. Wait, who muted the Arrow?
I didn't. Okay, 2 things, right? Arrow accused you of committing a straw man, and may I refute that?
Okay. Yeah, it was just a misunderstanding. Like, I don't really care. I want to get into the premises.
No. Like, he's muted. I don't know if he can hear us.
He's talking to stream.
Yeah. I hear you. I was talking to my live.
Oh, okay. I thought you were...
Okay, well, man, you still have...
being annoying.
Man, you still have to prove that you didn't commit a straw man. Like, he accused you of a straw man. Like, you have to prove that you didn't do a straw man.
I'll acknowledge that I misunderstood. I guess if I don't really, it's not a straw man. It's more of a misunderstanding. But we can get into the actual premises now.
It's not. No. It's not a misunderstanding. It is a straw man because you said that I said something that I did not say. That's a straw man. You're attacking an argument that I didn't make.
Okay,
That is the definition of a
you
straw man.
clearly stated
It
that
is a
your
straw man.
premise was
I didn't.
autonomous
And
being.
even now, the reason that you probably misunderstood is because you won't shut the fuck up when I open my mouth. Stop talking when I'm talking.
Okay,
Every
chill
time
out,
I
chill
open
out.
my mouth, your green. Every time I talk, open your mouth. It's getting on my nerves. Okay, I need you to stop. Okay.
All right, based.
Okay. So what I said is that you need to have my three criteria in order to have value. Having one of them alone does not ascribe value to you. If you meet all three, then in my eyes you have value. Yes, that's subjective because you asked my opinion on it, and you've already conceded that objective morality does not exist.
I agree.
Okay, so but when a fetus does not meet those three criteria up until a certain point, and I believe that once you meet the criteria where you are sentient, you are able to exist outside of the mother's womb, and you're human. I totally fine with the fact that the abortion laws says that after 24 weeks, you're not allowed to have an abortion in some states. I'm fine with that, but I do think that up until that point, that a woman has the right to an abortion. What is your counter to that?
Okay, so essentially, I mean, I can approach many critiques here. You kind of contradicted yourself though, because a being is not fully autonomous until they're like about 1 year old at like the maximum point, because they need to be breastfed and they're dependent on breast milk. So why are you fine with the 24-week-old period as your cutoff date when they're not autonomous?
Okay. Did you hear my third? Repeat my third criteria to me. I want you to
To be an autonomous being. To be an autonomous being.
It's not what it is.
Living on your own, is that correct?
To exist autonomously without impeding another being's physical autonomy.
Yeah, that doesn't happen until 2 years because there's a thing called breastfeeding where you're dependent on someone's breast milk for survival.
That doesn't mean that you're impeding upon someone else's bodily autonomy. The fact that your mother decided to birth you and is giving you her breast milk means that there is no intrusion happening here. It's all consensual. But if a woman does not want to be pregnant, she does not have to be pregnant. She's not obligated to be pregnant.
What if she doesn't want to breastfeed the baby?
What if she doesn't want to breast? There's alternatives to breast milk. Did you know that? It's 2020.
Yeah, I know, but that's dependent on external factors. So let me give you a cabin analogy, right? So let's say that you're trapped in a cave, right? There's plenty of food for you, no food for the baby, and you have to breastfeed the baby in order for the baby to survive, but you really don't want to. Can you go stab the baby?
Can I go stab the baby?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Because the baby's not impeding upon your bodily autonomy.
Let's say that it is on your breast milk, and then you strongly want it to get off your breast, but it won't get off.
You can take the baby and push it to the side.
Okay, but that's gonna kill it instantly. Right?
What? Huh?
In this hypothetical, it's gonna starve to death if you take it outside your breast.
Instantly?
Okay, wait, well, let's not laugh.
So it's not a baby. It's a what is this?
Okay,
This
so
is not a human.
Okay.
So do you want
Here,
to
I'll try to elaborate. So Amaya's trying to refute your argument of like existing autonomously, correct, and not impeding on other people's
Right,
body.
but that's not how babies function.
Performative is trying to.
An imaginary baby.
Yeah, hypotheticals. Okay, so there are two main qualities for hypotheticals, right? The one they have to have
Right, that's what I talked about last time with the philosophical versus real life. You know what I mean? You're giving me a philosophical where this imaginary baby, the moment that he's weaned, he dies instantly. And you think that analogy means that there should be laws in place, meaning that women should not be allowed to have an abortion.
Okay, so let's get into that. So they're
The
actually
imaginary baby should have no bearing on actual laws.
okay. So you're contesting the ethical implications portion of it. This is in the field of
That's not what
philosophy.
I'm talking about.
No, you are. You're saying it's unrealistic, right?
I'm talking about the legal implications of using this thought experiment that literally cannot happen in real life.
Okay, yeah.
No baby
ethical
is
implications.
going to get taken off of the mother's nipple and then die instantly.
Ethical implications is what you're describing. You're saying it's not realistic. That's ethical implications. Okay, that's objectively true. Anyways, so the thing about ethical implications.
That's subjectively true. You think that there's a baby out there who's permanently attached to his mother's tit?
No, I'm saying what you're saying to counter my hypothetical is objectively true.
Is an objective truth.
Wait, Amaya, let him finish. Amaya, let him finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so okay, I shouldn't use objectively true because there's like a debate about that. Let's just make the assertion that you're making a contention that my hypothetical is unrealistic. Contesting that a hypothetical is unrealistic is the second condition that a hypothetical must meet to have like validity in a debate, and that's ethical implications. So you are contesting the ethical implication. That's just a fact. Okay.
So once again, we're going back to you trying to fall back on this philosophical and theoretical thing and an application to real life laws. I've already told you why the ethical implications and this, that, and the other. I don't give a fuck about any of that. You can't force me into debate on ethics and meta ethics and this, that, and the other. I'm telling you that by going the ethical route, the philosophical route, a purely imaginary route, to then use that logic to apply real life laws to women, that's logically flawed. It doesn't logically follow. Imaginary baby that gets pulled from his mother's tit in a cave does not mean that a baby has the right, or that another one human being has the right to another human being's life.
Okay, so
tell me how. Tell me why. As a matter of fact, yeah, answer that question for me.
Okay.
Why does that imaginary baby mean that? Go ahead.
Okay, so I mean, I can answer this question pretty easily, but first of all, we have to acknowledge on the field we are arguing in.
Answer pretty easily.
Okay, we are arguing in ethical implications. I don't exactly have to concede. You don't have to concede to this. It's a fact. But anyways, so there are situations where if the baby does not get the breast milk, right, in that moment it will starve to death, right?
No.
Yes, that's how it works. Let's say it's attached to your.
You mean a baby that's on the brink of starvation?
Yeah, let's say it's like sucking on your breast, but it's impeding on your autonomy. Okay, I'm talking about regular women. So let's.
I beg to differ. You think I'm a normal woman?
Okay, hold up. So let me outline this analogy very clearly, right? So let's say that the baby is sucking on the breast, right? This is causing bodily harm to the mother, right? And the breast milk doesn't instantly come out, right? It takes a little bit of time, and then once it comes out, the baby's gonna not die, right? Let's say that it's sucking on my breast for the breast milk to come out is causing bodily harm to the mother. Can she chop off its head or let it go, which will kill it instantly? Can she do both, or can she do one? Or can she do either at all? Does she have to remain does the baby have to remain onto sucking on her breast until the breast milk comes out?
Are you asking me if that baby has a right to his mother's breast milk?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so can she stab the baby?
No.
Why not?
That's murder.
Okay, well, abortion can also be viewed as murder. You have to substantiate it.
No, it can't be. Murder is the unlawful killing of another human being. Abortions aren't unlawful.
Okay, well, arguing on
if you kill a baby, that's murder. If you abort a fetus, that's not murder. Okay. That's why you can abort a fetus and not murder.
So you're arguing off concurrent value definitions and off concurrent legal prescriptions? I'm
not arguing off concurrent value definitions. I'm arguing off of the legal definitions.
Yeah, so appealing to presupposed.
Listen. Pro-choice is the argument for the legalization or the continued legalization of abortion, which means I'm currently operating in the status quo, right? So as we're operating in the status quo, which is the current political framework, the current legal framework. And the current legal framework is that killing a fetus through abortion is not murder. That's just a fact. That's just a fact you have to deal with.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up a pretty messed up hypothetical. So you have to understand how hypotheticals work so this doesn't come off as racist. So
I understand how hypotheticals work.
Okay, so slavery used to be legal, okay? Slavery used to be legal. Does that mean slavery should still be legal?
Does that mean that slavery should still be legal?
Yeah, because it was legal, should anyone revolting against slavery be arrested?
it should be illegal because they deemed it unconstitutional.
But okay, let's say we're in 1600. Let's say we're in whenever slavery was legal, 1604.
Then we wouldn't be having this conversation. I'd be out in the field and getting my back beat.
Okay, so again, you're disregarding the validity of logical hypotheticals.
Disregarding slavery, I thought that was the whole point of it.
No, you're disregarding the validity of logical hypotheticals. You have to give me a reason why.
Okay.
That's presupposing.
I'm not disregarding the. You said disregarding the reason of logical hypotheticals. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
I'm not disregarding the reason of logical hypotheticals. The hypotheticals that you're giving me are illogical. They wouldn't exist in the real world.
Okay, no, there are two things that make a hypothetical logical. One, ethical implications. Two.
You asked me. I also, by the way, did not ignore it. I directly addressed and engaged you in your hypothetical. You just didn't like the conclusion that I came to.
Okay, so you said.
Did I not engage his hypothetical just now?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so we did engage in the hypothetical.
Rebuttal his argument.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so one, you can object to a hypothetical's validity in one of two ways. One, you can say that it's disanalogous, or the logic doesn't hold it because. I didn't even make an argument. I'm explaining something, buddy.
Yeah, the thing that you're saying is still talking about dismissing. Wait, no politics. Just real quick. What he started talking about was me dismissing hypotheticals. I addressed his hypothetical. He just didn't address the rebuttal that I gave.
No,
I didn't dismiss it.
You didn't address the hypothetical. You denied it for reason X. I'm saying you cannot deny it.
I didn't. I did not deny it.
Let him finish.
What's your response to the hypothetical? Restate your response to the hypothetical then.
You asked me, what's the hypothetical?
The hypothetical is slavery used to be legal in 1604. Let's say I was in 1604. Should slavery still be legal?
I addressed that. Yeah, I said that no because they deemed it unconstitutional.
They didn't deem it
said that.
They didn't.
No politics. I said this already, right?
Yeah, that was your argument. They deemed it unconstitutional.
Okay.
So, Amaya, what's your rebuttal to that? Slavery is bad because they deem it unconstitutional.
We're arguing in the framework of 1604. So in 1604, slavery was not unconstitutional.
Do you think I'm arguing that abortion is morally good?
No,
I think it's morally neutral.
Okay, I'm not making any prescription on what abortion is. I'm simply touching on the premise of arguing on concurrent legal frameworks. And just to point this out so it looks better in the real debate, this man switched from the premise argument to legal frameworks to autonomy. Yeah, he switched from like 3 separate arguments right here.
Yeah, I use multiple points and pieces of evidence to attack your point.
You're being ad hoc. You're like you have brung up 50 premises. You do realize that, right? There are like 20 premises in here.
Do you know what a premise is?
Yes, they're things to prove your conclusion or things that lead up to conclusions. They're not overarching ideas. That's what a conclusion. I think you're referring to a framework.
A previous statement or proposition from which another is inferred or follows as a conclusion. It's also defined as base of an argument, theory, or undertaking.
Yes.
The base of my argument is that women have the right to an abortion. So what I have up here is all the little pieces of evidence and different points that I'm using to substantiate my initial claim. The fact that you don't understand just shows to me that you don't have a proper understanding of debate. The reason that I know these things is because I was trained to actually debate for 3 years.
Bro, calm
down.
All
you niggas are like, oh, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 I'm gonna get Areo. Like, I know you all don't have the background, the foundation. That's why you've been pulling out multiple straw men during this debate. That's why you went to a burden of rejoinder during our last debate.
Straw man? Dude, I know you. I know you're a rhetoric debater. I know you rely on rhetoric because you don't actually understand any form of actual discourse.
Talking over me is gonna get
yo, chill out.
Stop trying to talk no politics. Can you get him, please? Like, is he just allowed to just talk when I talk?
No, I said everybody shut up, bro. I'm not being biased. Okay.
All right. So first of all, okay.
I was in the middle of a sentence. You think it's your turn to talk now?
Bro, you stop talking. Okay, go talk.
Because the moderator asked me to stop talking.
Everything down. Chill. Okay. So Arrow continue, and then we can move on from this point.
Okay. So what I'm saying is I fucking lost it. It was a whole. I had my thing. It was going good. I don't have anyone. Oh yeah, you just don't have a good. You're not a good debater. That was it. Sorry.
Okay, so from what I remember, performative, he said that you were straw man and you're like burden of rejoinder. Was those your arguments, Arrow? Yes or no?
Yeah, he had multiple strongmen in the last debate. He had the burden of rejoinder. I just think
Okay.
that means he has a poor understanding.
So
I also
alright, so
said that
here's
he doesn't understand what the premise is.
Alright, so here's what's gonna happen, right? So provide how he strawmanned and Amaya will rebuttal how he did not straw.
Okay, no, let's not argue about
Go.
straw manning. Okay, let's argue about the premises, right? What does Arrow think of
if
premises?
he accuse you of a fallacy, if you get
Stop,
accused of a fallacy, then
So I'm gonna say this quantum. So you understand that if your arguments have just been straw man, it means you're not addressing his point. Which means if you're not addressing his points have gone unanswered, which means they should stand.
Okay, the
Which-
thing
so-
is,
so
right?
you-
The thing
so-
is, he
so
I
if you don't
hold up. Can I
hold
make
on,
an assertion?
Hold on, wait. So what I'm saying is, if you do not address him calling what you said a straw man, right? You understand that then your points will become invalid because you're just not addressing what he said.
All right, yeah. Okay, so can I like talk for a bit?
Sure, go.
Okay, so first of we're arguing the what do you call it? Now we're arguing off current legal framework. So the beginning of the debate. This man had three premises, right? I'm just summarizing, right?
Wait.
Hold up, I'm
Hold
summarizing.
on. So are you just gonna allow the straw man statement to go through?
Yeah, no, hold up. I'm like summarizing to like see where we're ending up because like this is how I want to use my time. So premise one.
No. Here, you need to address the straw man. You either need to say, okay, yes, I did straw man, and we can continue, or no, I didn't straw man and contest it.
I don't even know what I strawmanned.
Okay, sure. Then we can go back to ask Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow,
Alright,
what did I
yeah,
strawman?
that's what I had happen. So Arrow, explain how he strawmanned.
So a straw man, an analogous, or you need to have bodily on your point and you need to have value. And then he misquoted the analogous quote again, and I had him restate my criteria, couldn't state it. So the argument was an argument that I didn't make. That has multiple two straw man. Because a straw man, you know what a straw man is, Big Dog?
Hold up, dude. You have made 7 premises. Are you seriously going to be condescending to me? You went from 3 premises to current legal framework to disregarding this analogy, and you're going all rhetoric mode on me. You have no idea what you're talking about. It's objective. Yeah, to make that dumb face. Substantiate it. Substantiate. You know anything what you're talking about. You have no idea what a premise is either. You're literally framing a premise as a conclusion, and you said you've been taking 3 years of debate. What is this, bro? Well, first of all, why is a human morally relevant? You haven't substantiated that either. Answer that question. Why is being human morally relevant? Screw this hypothetical about current legal frameworks, because I've debunked this 20 times. Why is being human morally relevant? This makes absolutely 0 sense.
Wow. Okay.
So being human, first of all, number one, you have one more time to talk to me like that. If you do it again,
Bro, chill with the rhetoric. I seriously do not care. Chill with the anime debating, bro. I literally don't care.
If you're gonna be a lame fucking bitch boy loser, then you don't get to fucking speak to me, you little faggot. Shut up, queen. Shut up, you fucking fairy faggot bitch. How about that? Pussy ass bitch. You can't fucking mind your fucking manners. You can't learn to talk with someone. Fucking faggot. Don't talk to me like that, bitch. I'll fucking embarrass you.
Alright. So this is
That's why you fucking stop talking.
this is ad hominem. This is ad hominem logical fallacy. 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 Performative contradiction. Performative contradiction. Performative contradiction. Performative contradiction. Performative contradiction. Performative.
Okay, everybody shut up. Everybody shut up.
Okay, quantum.
Your boy, he doesn't get to talk to me like that.
Okay, hold on. Let's bring this back a second.
Bro, main antagonist of anime TikTok, bro. You don't even know what a premise is.
Define premise. Define premise off the top of your head right now.
Premise is a whole bunch of things that lead to a conclusion, right? Premises are not conclusions themselves.
A premise is the base of an argument. If you look up premise, definition, base of an argument, theory you're undertaking on, you stupid retard.
Yes.
You know what the fuck you're talking
Yes.
about. You keep
Base.
trying to tell me
Base.
that I don't know anything
Base.
about debate. You just define stupid.
Hold
I
up.
literally just
Yes,
clowned you,
it's
idiot.
synonymous,
You don't know
buddy.
anything about premising,
Hold
right?
up.
You don't
Base,
know
base,
anything
base, base.
about
Hold up.
premise. Our premise is pro-choice versus
What?
getting out of
What do you think a base means? What do you think a base means?
I gave you multiple
What does he think a
examples
base means? Mo politics. What is this?
Yo, chill out. Yo, shut up.
If you
Arrow, calm down.
honestly think that you have enough bass in your voice, I know the reason that you debated in the bathroom is because your parents don't want you to hear you using curse words in the house.
Dude,
Stop
I
trying this
didn't
shit.
even
You're
curse
such a
once.
loser right now, bro. Shut up. You've lost any chance you've had at a civil debate. You keep trying to do that big boy garbage with me. I'm not one of those lame ass losers.
Yes,
that you
anime
find on
antagonist
TikTok.
101. Let's get it.
My dog. You don't want this kind of smoke. Either you stop talking when I'm talking and you learn to speak to me respectfully.
What smoke? The 25 premises that are ad hoc? What smoke, buddy? What smoke? You have 50 ad hoc premises, arguing from concurrent legal frameworks and calling himself the main antagonist of anime TikTok.
You're like a sweaty cow. You're like my dirty jock rag, you fucking loser. Shut the fuck up.
Alright, base.
Mo politics, you need to get this man. He's not gonna keep talking to me any sort of way.
Alright, yo, everyone, calm down, alright?
Are we okay? Hold up. Quantum and Arrow. Are we continuing this, or do you guys think this is over?
Yo, let's not go back in circles
He doesn't
about
care
what a
to
premise
me.
is.
I told him not to talk to me like that.
So, Quantum, are you prepared to continue with the debate?
Yeah, I just want him to substantiate why being human gives value. That's like the only thing.
Okay, so Arrow, you willing to continue on with it, or are you done with him?
Yes, I'm ready. If he knows how to fucking act, does he know how to act now?
Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to baby both of you through these.
Yes,
So,
I learned how to act main antagonist of anime TikTok.
Hold on. Don't speak over me.
My fucking wrist. Shut the fuck up, faggot.
Okay,
Nigga, I bet you're 5'6", lame ass nigga.
I'm 5'2", main antagonist of anime TikTok.
You said what?
Alright.
Main antagonist of anime TikTok.
Alright, yeah, chill out. Stop going back on like this random bullshit. Go back to the topic.
Bro, Mo politics. You see, I want to get back to it. He keeps starting it.
I'm saying this for everyone. Stop,
Okay.
yo, everyone.
Hold up, Mo.
Stop, like,
Mo politics. Mo politics, right? Mo politics. Wait, can I talk to Mo? Alright, Mo, this might seem bad faith, right? It might seem bad faith, but this man doesn't know what a premise is, so like it's kind of warranted, I guess. And he calls himself
shut the hell up about premises. Yo, everyone, shut the hell up about premises. Okay, stop. This shit's going back in like circles and circles, arguing what a premise is. No one gives a shit, right? Alright, let's just. So when you were ranting, Arrow, I remember in the middle of the sentence, Amaya called you out on ad hominem fallacy. Right? So Amaya, did you do that?
Yes.
Okay. An ad hominem fallacy is only if I attacked you and said that was a detractor from your argument. That would be like you saying that abortion is bad because of ethical reasoning. And I responded, no, it's not bad because you're a fat bitch. That's what an ad hominem is. I was calling you a bitch regardless of your argument. So it's not an ad hominem. I didn't use my insults as addressing your argument.
All right. That's fair. Okay, so premise, so premise base. Okay, so I understand what it means. Base an argument or a theory on undertaking on. So the argument is composed of these things. They're basing an argument. So they're the base of what an argument is. They're not the theme or the framework of the argument. They make up the argument. They make up the conclusion. Can we acknowledge this?
No, that's not.
Oh my god, this is what a premise means, main antagonist of anime TikTok.
Yo, performative. Alright, yo, stop talking about premises, bro. No one gives a shit about your
This man is literally wrong. I can't take this guy seriously.
No one gives a shit about premises.
Okay, hold on. So, Quantum, does your definition of premise change your argument during this debate?
I mean, no. It's just funny.
So why the fuck are we talking about
Because it's funny. This guy calls himself the main antagonist of anime TikTok, and he doesn't know what a premise is, bro. This man thinks a premise is a conclusion. What do you think a conclusion means? I want to answer this. What do you think a conclusion means?
Listen, I'm trying to talk.
Let him ask me that stupid shit.
Oh, God. No, I'm not hard.
So performative. You know, I never said a conclusion is you know, I never said a premise is a fucking conclusion, right? Mo politics. Did I ever say that?
Can you repeat what you said?
He said that I said that the premise is the conclusion. Did I say that?
I don't remember that.
Those words never came out of my mouth, as far as you're aware, right?
I didn't hear that.
Okay, true. Did I say that?
Those words did not come out of your mouth. No.
So that's a straw man, correct?
You do realize that you were describing a definition akin to what conclusion actually means, but you're kind of too sped to realize it. But it's fine.
I was reading off of the definition of premise.
Okay, what is a conclusion? Answer that question.
A conclusion is the end of something.
Okay, what is a conclusion in terms of debate?
A conclusion is when you make your final closing argument.
No,
You summarize the end of the debate. So you don't think that's what a conclusion is?
it is, but that's not what I'm talking about. Do you know what a syllogism is?
So
Do you know
why
what a
did you
syllogism
ask
is?
me and then say no when I was giving you the definition? What was the point of interrupting me just now?
Cause I'm talking about conclusion in terms of syllogism. Do you know what a syllogism is?
Yes, I know what a syllogism is.
Okay, what is it?
A syllogism is where you give an example. You say, P, therefore Q, therefore P equals Q, some shit like that.
No.
For example, it'd be dog late. You gonna let me finish?
That's not what that is. It might be like some type of weird form of it, but it's actually like P1, P2, P3 conclusion. The premises make up the conclusion.
If you let me give the example that I was gonna give you, you would have realized I was gonna say dogs or say all animals lie down. Humans lie down. Therefore, all humans are animals. That's the exact. Yeah, I know what a syllogism is. I'm not retarded. Like I need you to stop subscribing to this thing that my primary thing to debate being anime means that I don't know the terms of the terms in a debate.
All right, no. I think you don't know the terms of a debate because you're calling yourself the main anime antagonist of TikTok.
Can you get him, please?
Okay, quantum. Here's the thing.
Okay.
So you understand that you've already said that this is relationship. This doesn't have anything to do with the argument that you guys are currently having, correct?
Yes.
So are you willing to continue on with the debate, or do you not care anymore?
Yeah, sure. Let's go. Move on to the premises. I'm actually gonna debate. Let's go on to his initial 3 premises. Okay.
So. Okay.
Can we go to conclusion? I genuinely feel like.
All right, sure. Whatever, sure. Yeah, sure. Conclusions.
Okay, that's fine then.
Okay. So in conclusion, I feel as though what's your name again? Pro whatever the fuck your name is, didn't really understand any of the points that I made. He kept making straw mans. He kept misquoting me. Every argument that he debunked and felt confident in debunking, he was just saying some shit that I didn't say. It was a straw man. He kept trying to catch me on the definition of words. I knew the definition of all of them. He kept saying my definition of premise was wrong, but never told me why it was wrong. He was giving me a definition off the top of his head, and I gave him the textbook definition, and he said I don't know the definition of premise. He asked me about a syllogism. I knew what a syllogism was. He asked me about conclusions. I knew what a conclusion was. He never quite ended up saying why the status quo should be changed, why it should be unlawful for an abortion for a woman to have an abortion. He never made that point. And because I have the status quo of saying that it's fine to have an abortion, and he never gave a real counter argument, that's why I believe I won this debate.
Based. Okay, it's my turn, right?
Yeah, go speak.
Okay. So essentially, I believe I won this argument because when my opponent first began this debate, he used 3 premises. One was one was autonomy, and 2 were about philosophy, right? And then he flip-flopped definition. Then he went to concurrent legal frameworks to prescribe value. And then when that happened, and he realized that didn't make any sense, and then he did. Okay, hold up. And then I gave him a hypothetical of 1604. And when that didn't make sense, he kept trying to appeal to us arguing about what a premise means. Actually, wait, no, I did that. Okay. After I did that, I gave him a hypothetical about 1604, and he said he was outlawed later, and he didn't exactly substantiate why that mattered in the present moment. And then he kept using ad hominem or cursing at me as bad faith, even if it's not ad hominem, which is engaging in a performative contradiction. And also, also when he used the word premise wrong when he initially made the assertion on what a premise is. He later corrected himself, which is good. I know that he knows premise now, and I'm much more happy that the main antagonist of anime TikTok knows what a premise is, or at least corrected himself on what a premise actually means. And he never substantiated why being human gives you value. He never exactly answered my breastfeeding analogy. He went on a tangent on hypotheticals without really substantiating anything. I kind of just went to this analogy, and then after hypotheticals, he kind of went to what is concurrently legal, even though what relevance does a concurrent legal framework have to the hypotheticals and what the validity of them. He failed to acknowledge that ethical implications mean that a hypothetical is unrealistic, and yeah, that's about it. Also, sentience doesn't last during sleep. So that's why one of his other premises are false. Thirdly, you didn't address any of my arguments on hylomorphic dualism.
During the debate.
And again, he didn't address any of my arguments on hylomorphic dualism, hylomorphic identity, what makes us substance, when does substance start, when do souls start, materialism, immaterialism, the mind-body problem, Cartesian dualism. I'm untouched.
You did not bring up any of these points during the debate. Why are you bringing them up?
Yeah, man.
Because he didn't refute them, dude. You're supposed to go out of your way to refute
You
them.
didn't bring it up.
Wait, hold on, Areo, chill. So, you can't refute something you never said during the debate. Your friend here just said you didn't bring that up during the debate.
Hold on, yeah, that was a joke. I was just trying to flex that I know what hylomorphic dualism is, and I have a huge debate on it next week on CLHH YouTube. Go check it out.
Man, stop trolling, bro. Holy shit.
Wait, hold on. I truly want to know. Since it's over.
Wait, stop. Can I record Mo Politics? Can you give your opinion on this debate and how it went, just so I can record it and post it, please?
Okay, so here's my ultimate opinion. Arrow listed 3 arguments: being sentient, being human, and being an autonomous being. Amaya gave 2 arguments. He provided the breastfeeding analogy, and he also provided the shit, I forgot what I was about to say.
Slavery.
But he asked you to substantiate why being a human is like one of your standards for value. I don't think you got sufficient. You answered those sufficiently. Not I've seen. And thing with the mayor, he was going off of random tangents about premises or some dumb bullshit, right? So this is pretty bad faith for both sides.
All right, I'm sorry, main antagonist of anime TikTok.
Man, stop trolling, bruh.
Now listen.
Okay,
Now
I
listen.
just want to know. Did you
Go ahead, sure.
were you lying at the do you know when you said you wanted to have a civil and natural debate? Were you just trying to were you just fucking around? Did you just come in and here to me?
I mean, hold up. I wanted to actually beat him, and then when he didn't know what a premise was, and he kept retracting premises to be ad hoc, I'm like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, so I just kind of started trolling.
Do you genuinely not know the definition of premise?
You used it wrong the first time you said it, buddy. I think we can agree.
Maya, stop talking about premises, bro. It's the 10th millionth time.
What did I say? What did I say wrong?
You said premises are you said premises are the things that compose or the theme of the argument, essentially the way you described it.
That's not what I said.
I can't remember the exact words because it was 30 minutes ago, but you described it in that type of way.
I said a premise is the base of your argument.
You said the premises you said something along the lines of premises are the arguments in some type of weird way.
Yeah.
You said that you being pro-choice is a premise. That's not a premise. If that's premise, then I can say I'm axiomatically right.
Pro Browlet, pro fat. I don't know what the fuck your name is. The debate was recorded, so once it gets uploaded, just find where I made it wrong and clown me all over TikTok, wherever you want to do it at.
All right, I'll do that. Thank you, main antagonist of anime TikTok.
You're welcome. Maybe you should go to a speech therapy class so you stop stuttering. Get out of my face, faggot.
What's the point in this? What do you gain from this? This is so
I destroyed him. I don't know what you're talking about. I gained quite a bit from destroying him.
Yeah.
I literally made a fool out of him.
But again, you said okay. So did you just think you were gonna come here and clown on him, or do you think you won the debate? Because those are 2 different things. Because you already agreed to me. I asked you, is this premise point relevant to the debate? You said no, it's not. So even if you won that, you still didn't address his points during the debate, so you'd have lost the debate. You agreed to that.
Hold up. I mean, I won the first half, but then after he missed.
How did you win the first half?
Hold up. I misspelled.
You also agree that you strong. Hold up. First of all, no. You can't even answer that because you agree that you strawman his arguments during the first half, and you already agreed to that, which means you didn't make a point during the first half. So
Amaya never addressed it. I don't think he agreed.
I mean, I don't really want to argue about strawmans.
He strawmanned him.
He did agree.
Yes, he did.
Okay. Okay.
He did
Well, no,
agree
he said he
that the straw man did.
misunderstood.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
don't really
told him
care.
that what
Straw
he
man's
said
are-
is not a misunderstanding. It's a straw man.
Okay,
He
straw
said
man.
He didn't address his point.
listen. We don't have to yell over each other and talk at the same time. A straw man.
Hold up, the main takeaway is that I have a debate next week on CLHH
Wait,
YouTube against the second best anime antagonist.
Amaya,
Okay.
calm down. All right. Arrow,
So,
explain what you're saying.
A straw man is attacking an argument that your opponent didn't make. And he attacked an argument that I didn't make. He said I said something that I did not say. That's a straw man.
Yes.
Hold up,
Straw
can I
mans
say
also
something?
be purposeful misrepresentation.
It can be, but
They
he never said
can
it was
be, but
necessarily.
they're also attacking arguments that your opponent didn't make.
Okay, can I make an assertion?
So by definition, he's straw man. True or false?
Arrow did not say he maliciously made the correct argument. All Arrow said was the action that he did was attack an argument that he didn't make,
Okay.
whether maliciously, ignorantly, or whatever.
Can I go on a tangent on this debate? Or 5 minutes, or 1 second. Can I just say something?
All right, go for it.
Okay. So, if the entire takeaway in this debate that I accidentally strawmanned you a couple times, then that's kind of sad, when your entire argument is just ad hoc. It's special pleading.
Okay, so did you bring this up during the debate?
Okay.
Hold it, but I have to go now. This is kind of memey. I mean, it's...
I personally do not give a fuck what you bring up after the debate. After the debate, you might think of many other arguments. All that matters is what happens during the debate. What happened was Errol laid out his premises. Then you made an argument which we all agreed that was a straw man. So you went back and now you just and then you spent the rest of the argument talking about the premises. And then you yourself agreed that the premises is completely irrelevant to the debate. Like the definition or whatever.
Hold up, before I talk...
You made no arguments in this debate. How can you win if you don't make an argument?
Before I talked about premises, I went on about how he couldn't substantiate why human life was inherent, or why human life was a premise. I also substantiate...
It's not. That's what I'm saying.
You said human life was P2! You said a premise was you have to be human.
Okay, hold on.
Cannot even.
Did he say that? Okay, hold on. Can I ask a question? Okay, so
I didn't give you a syllogism.
You can. Did he say that? Hey, you could have any one of these traits, or did he say you need all three of these traits?
Okay. Yeah. He said you can have one, but that is a premise.
No,
he didn't.
I mean, no. You said you can have all three. I mean, you said you need to have all three to be valuable, right? But I contested why does being human morally relevant? Something has to be morally relevant for it to be a premise in abortion for value.
I said it's only relevant in conjunction with the other two. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, why is it relevant in the conjunction of both of them? Explain it to me.
You didn't ask me that.
Okay, explain it to me right now.
I don't have to. The debate's over.
Because you have no justification. I asked that for you 4 times.
I don't give a fuck. You didn't ask me that.
Yes, I did. I asked why it's morally relevant. Morally relevant.
Yeah, he did ask.
Something that's morally relevant.
Why human life is valuable. Did he ask me why human life is valuable in conjunction with the other two?
Okay, you're implicitly asserting that human life has a degree of value.
Did he say that?
Okay. Unsure means he means implicitly, right? Because one of your 3 arguments was being a human. He was contesting that argument. Right? He was asking why does that matter?
I have
to quote the famous Mo Politics, this man is a master sophist.
That doesn't make any sense. That means that he has bad rhetoric. He was not able to effectively say the things he meant to say to me.
No, you're just being deceitful. You're just being deceitful.
He wasn't concise. Bro, shut the fuck up, bro. You don't know.